Hey guys, today I have PERFORMAGE K9. It's a deck I've been working on. Uh, it's pretty good against the meta Dragotail and Mitsurugi. You're gonna have to lie to yourselves a little bit. I know what you're thinking. My grandma told me not to lie. Well, all the cool kids are doing it, so you might as well jump off the bridge while you're at it. Here we go. 3 copies of PERFORMAGE Sky Magician Girl. This is a starter or an extender. It works really good with the K9 stuff. You special summon it and you can send a level 4 lower light spellcaster monster from your deck to the graveyard. And if you control a continuous spell, you can special summon it from your hand. If it leaves the field, you can target one spell or trap on the field and destroy it. I'm not sure how often that comes up. I haven't really tested it. Just kind of built it. Anyway, 3 copies of Fire Dancer. This is your main normal summon starter. If it's normal or special summon, you can add a PERFORMAGE monster from your deck to your hand, except for itself, and you can only use that effect once per turn. And if this card leaves the field is because it was destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one face-up monster on the field at lose 500 attack. That doesn't come up ever, probably, I'd say. 2 copies of Cup Tricker. You can target one Xyz monster you control, or on the field, sorry. You can target one Xyz monster on the field, detach a material from it, and if you do, special summon this card. Then make one Xyz monster on the field lose 600 attack. And if this card is detached from Xyz monster and sent to the graveyard, to activate its effect, you can target one Xyz monster you control and attach one material from those monsters to the other. So you target 2 and switch around some materials. It helps you target your Shadowmaker. We have 2 Wind Drainer, and if you control a PERFORMAGE, you can special summon this card from your hand, or if your opponent controls a monster. But while it's face up on the field, you can only special summon PERFORMAGE monsters, and you can only use the effect to special summon it once per turn. And then once per turn, you can change the level of all of your PERFORMAGEs from whatever they are to 4. 2 copies of Ball Balancer. This one on normal summon will either destroy a PERFORMAGE monster card you control, or add a PERFORMAGE Pendulum monster from your deck to your extra deck, face up. That doesn't really ever come up, but it does get specialed from hand if you control a PERFORMAGE monster, which does come up. It could come up in other lists. It doesn't come up in this one. We have 2 Hat Tricker, which can special itself if there are 2 or more monsters on the field. And it's not once per turn. And if a card or effect is activated that would inflict damage to you, you can place a counter on it and make that damage 0. And then when the third one is placed on here, he goes to 3,300. We are not planning on taking any damage. He's just a free special. 1 Trick Clown. If it's sent to the graveyard, target a PERFORMAGE monster in your graveyard, including himself, and special summon it, but its attack and defense becomes 0. And then you take 1,000 damage. You can only use that once per turn. Damage Juggler. If it's in the graveyard, you can banish it, add a PERFORMAGE monster from deck to hand. And when a card or effect is activated that would inflict damage to you, you can discard this card, negate that activation if you do destroy that card. I guess that's great for your Black Rose Dragon matchups. I don't know. Rank up Magical Force as the brick that you are adding so that you can dump one of these fuckers to the graveyard. Target a rank 4 spellcaster and summon a rank 5 using it from the graveyard. 1 Telarch Knight Lyran. Speaking of Lyran, this is your Constellar Tellarknights. Squint and lie if you have to. That's what it is. This is the banish off of your Caduceus to gain the effect to add the Constellar Tellarknights so that you can rank it up and down and all around and do the hokey pokey. 3 copies of K917 Izuna for hand trap and starter purposes. Everybody knows what Izuna does, but it sends a K9 monster from your deck to your graveyard. if a monster effect was activated in the hand or graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand, or you can normal summon it without tributing if your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand. You can only use all of the effects once per turn. Two yokel, local, I don't know. If your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, you can normal summon this card without tributing. Probably never want to do that. We're trying to summon the 5s with them. You can reveal another 5 in your hand and then special summon both this card and that 5 that you revealed, and you can't make a light Xyz monster with it. We have a copy of Lantern, which is yokel but for the graveyard. Reveal a 5 in your graveyard, special summon them both, can't make a light Xyz. Yokel adds a non-aqua K9 monster, and Lantern adds a K9 spell or trap. 1 Lupus, it gets sent to the graveyard, and then it comes from the graveyard, and you can quick Xyz with it. 3 copies of Chaotic Elements to search either your yokel, local, jokel, or your Lantern. It also has a graveyard effect, which only really comes up if you're playing against another K9 deck. If your opponent has one of those guys, like Pyro or Aqua, light or dark style, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 monster your opponent controls and take control of it until the end of the turn. 3 copies of a case for K9. You know, this just adds your K9 guys, and if a monster effect was activated in the hand or graveyard, you can add your other K9 spell trap off of it. Force Release. Force Release is a rank up magic. Target a K9 Xyz monster you control, special summon from your extra deck 1 K9 monster with a different name by using that monster and its materials as material. And then you can, non-targeting, destroy 1 card on the field. Now into hand traps, we have 3 Fooies, 3 Ash for those Fooies if their opponent has one, 3 Imperms, and 3 Droll. 45 card list. I think it's as clean as it's going to get. For the extra deck, we have cards that we can cut, so we're going to go through those first. These are cuttable cards. Hound can't be destroyed by battle or card effects of your opponent. It can be destroyed by yours, so I'm not sure if that comes up. Each time your opponent activates a monster effect, you can target this card. Oh, fuck. Each time an opponent activates a monster effect, this card gains 500 attack when that effect resolves. And then during the standby phase, you can detach a material to target 1 card on the field and banish it. Jax, it gains a bunch of attack and OTKs, but you don't really need that. Ptolemy M7 to add any monster from your grave back to your hand or bounce an opponent's monster, which is only during your turn. And it's not even during your turn if you summoned it the way it's supposed to be summoned. I hate cards that are written like that. Anyway, Trapeze High Magician. I put it in the list because it's a PERFORMAGE deck, and it just seemed right, but I don't have the other Magician in there, just this one. Yeah, 1 IP and 1 SP. I wouldn't say that they're cuttable, but they aren't necessary. We don't plan on pendulum summoning, so the arrows don't matter. All right, 1 Ripper, 1 Werewolf for your K9 package. Not really your full K9 package, I guess. Nash Knight and whatever number you want for your disruption. Ripper does what it do, and Nash Knight sucks up a monster and puts this under it. You have a lot of Teller Knight stuff. I'm saying a lot. You have Teller Knight, Polytimaeus, however you say that. Stellarch Knight, Constellar Diamond, and Teller Knight, Constellar Caduceus. These all go with your Lyran and your Lies, Constellar Teller Knights. This will banish Lyran to activate its effect to add your Constellar Teller Knights. This is a floodgate for Dragotail and Mitsurugi, because any monster that they try to send to the graveyard doesn't work. They can't send monsters from the deck to the grave, and any card that they try to add back from grave to hand is banished instead. So no Mitsurugi Ritual, no Rahu Ketsu Dragotail, whichever one that summons from deck. No branded fusion. Ptolemaeus simply says summon a 5. Detach 3 materials, summon a 5. So you have 2 5s that you can summon off of that you'd want to, really. Your Shadowmaker and your Diamond. You're playing 2 Shadowmaker because if it's targeted, you can summon the other one. Those first 6 cards that we cut here, any one of these can be Utopic Draco Future, the FO1 or whatever. F0, because you plan on having 2 of these at some point. Overlay them for F0, and then you have that. But that's the list for now. If anybody has any comments or suggestions about the extra deck or the main deck, or if you just don't like the way I built it, say something in the comments.